What's going on? It's your man Kylie. Welcome to the Status Escalate podcast, the music business show where every other week a guest and I discuss topics that could take an artist and entrepreneur to the next level in their careers. My guests will be anything from artists and musicians to entrepreneurs and craftsmen at the top of their trade. From tips and tricks to my top 3, we're going to get into the minds and routines to figure out how they actually do it, to possibly implement some of their success tactics into your own work and ultimately help you plan and execute your next moves. Today my guest is JustUs Samuel. He's been a name and brand in the Arizona hip-hop scene for over a decade, but over the past few years shifted his focus more onto the event production side of things. He's now prepping for his 3rd annual Arizona HipHop Festival, an indoor-outdoor event covering the span of 4 city blocks, and he's doing it on November 19th, which is Phoenix's Hip-Hop Day. Now, when I say it's Hip-Hop Day, I mean my brother got with the mayor of the city and had it officially declared, which is a pretty big thing in hip-hop, in my book. But real quick, before we get into our talk, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. Also, Farmers Market Hawaii and Status Escalate podcasts are going to give away a prize pack with stickers, music, and a free unreleased Farmers Market hat to one winner who could answer the question, what's the secret sauce? Find the answer in the episode with Keoni PainKillers Payton and go to 310music.net/SEP to enter. We'll announce the winner on our show December 21st. But for now, let's get into the show with my man, JustUs.
What up? This is JustUs, repping Respect the Underground, Arizona Hip-Hop Festival, Hip-Hop Day in the building. Just checking in with my guy.
Yeah, man.
What's cracking?
Man, it's been quite a while since we got to just hang out and chop it up, man. Even myself, I met you, maybe back in 2004, Cutthroat Logic. Even then, you were about, 10 years deep in the game. Can you kind of take it back and keep it general, but tell the people your backstory and kind of how you got started, when you got started, all the way up to where we're at.
Damn. You met us during the second chapter of CTL, when we were doing the live band thing and whatnot. And, man, it's just, the background, I'm just hip hop. I am hip hop. We've always been hip hop. This is all I know.
Right.
Rapping since we were little kids, you know what I'm saying? And we really got started in the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Really as a business, you know what I mean? Really started in 99 and 2000. Been in the game 15 plus years, 16 plus years, 2016. And we just always evolved. Cutthroat was a conglomerate, that we were 100 deep at peak around 2004, tatted down, just riding for the team and really chasing a dream. And that, over time, people grow, they get older, they choose other paths, and lo and behold, I'm literally the last man standing for MCTL, which, is cool. God bless my brothers. I love them. They're still my brothers, but now it's about Respect the Underground.
Yeah.
And really growing a movement for the state of Arizona and the Southwest as a whole, as a platform, as something greater than just, my career or my music or the squad. This is about really building a movement for something that's real that people can be a part of and be proud of.
You're definitely doing that, and that's me seeing it from way over here. Before we get too much into that, I wanted to take a quick little detour towards your, you had some Rawkus days, didn't you? Maybe you could touch a little bit on that.
Yeah. Honestly, Rawkus to me is like a hip-hop underground independent label in its purest form. Rawkus introduced us to me, Sound Bombing 2 is one of the greatest compilations ever. I had
Agreed.
The poster on my wall when I was a kid, that fucking, oh man,
yep.
Just the roster on that is stellar. So when Rawkus came back around, for their second run, they actually partnered, or not partnered, excuse me, they did they basically plucked a dope artist out of every state damn near and called it the Rawkus 50 or something like that. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It was something like Rawkus 50 or 50 for 50 or whatever it was called. But they plucked 50 artists out of each, and they were just really finding and watching the cream naturally rise to the top. And so I met the head of A&R. His name was he's a good friend of mine now, 10 years. His name is Slot Funk Dust. And he's an A&R producer, got super boom bap indie, got placements with Danny Brown and Ninth Wonder, and like the dude's just a dope like DJ producer. And he picked up. He started writing with Cutthroat, and we were rocking together. And he brought us over to Rawkus, and we put together a whole project. And we was getting ready to come out, and then fortunately Rawkus closed their doors. So it was an opening, grand opening, grand close.
Dream come true type of shit, though. At the time, right? To a certain extent. Like,
I mean,
Rawkus is coming back. It's Rawkus. It wasn't the same Rawkus, but it was still Rawkus. You still got to rock the razor blade and shit. But yeah, I feel you.
We definitely rocked the razor blade. Damn near got it tatted. Just because it was so important to me. But that was, I mean, dude, we did it. We shot a video with KRS-One.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we toured with KRS. We were signed to Rawkus. Like, it don't get more hip hop than that.
Yeah, I hear you.
So like, I'm not mad at it. It was a beautiful experience. I'm grateful for it. But yeah, that was I was still homies with Slots. Slots the homie. So yeah, that was a cool chapter.
Yeah, that's word. So where you're at now, you've been doing what? Respect the Underground for probably about 6-7 years. Does that sound right?
No.
Longer?
It's actually a brand new company.
Was it the Underground Railroad?
Yeah, we started as the Underground Railroad January 12th, 2013, or 2012.
Yeah, because I remember...
2013. Yeah, we've been in business for 3.5 years. We've been a company for 3.5 years. We're on Underground Railroad 4.0, because it's the 4th year we're on the Underground Railroad, but we've only been in business for 3.5 years.
So tell me a little bit about that, how it got started, and like just basically what it is.
All right, so at Cutthroat, we were always forced to throw our own shows. Like, there's really no other options. There's no promotional companies out here. There's no booking agents. Clubs aren't really too friendly with hip hop. I mean, this is a pro-white Republican Donald Trump-ass state. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're really not fucking with the urban market.
Right.
So 15 years ago, you had to throw your own events, or it wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. And that forced us to learn the business.
Of course.
And I just happened to be really good at executing local rap concerts. In fact, I go as far as to say we are the best that have ever done it in Arizona, or, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, we perfected the business model in the best interest of the artist. So it grows organically, exponentially, because everybody eats. And it just works, and that's why we evolved into Respect the Underground, to where, we were getting ready to drop the last Cutthroat Logic album, which we actually wound up getting licensed with MTV and VH1, and they placed it on VH1 shows. And we knew that shit was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew once the album was done, we were like, damn, this is probably our last record. And I was like, well, I don't want to get out the game yet. I've got too much game to get out. Like, I know too much. Like, just like you be around for so long and be a practitioner and a man of your word, people still rock with you. So it's like, you got all these relationships, you might as well do something. So I said, I'm not lost this company.
Plus, you love it.
You love it. You live it.
Passion.
It's who you are.
It's in your blood. Yeah.
It's engraved in your DNA. There's really no, like, getting around it. You're going to wake up every morning and think about it regardless. You might as well do it. So, so we created RTU, launched it as the Underground Railroad early 2013, January 12th, 2013. And the first show did, almost 600 plus.
Nice.
It was right there, about 600 folks. And we were like, damn, we did it. But I kind of used Cutthroat as a guinea pig because Cutthroat was still intact. So I released the EP for the record. So I knew I could do it once and get him hit 600, no problem, because I knew I could do that with our group.
Basically, what you're saying is like y'all had, as Cutthroat Logic, this brand and Phoenix hip hop specifically were able to pull like all your folks from this long amount of time, and you use that to roll into something new. Basically, that was like your transitional jump off, right? Because you always got those times where like you can pull a bunch of people all the time for shows, but you got those one shows where you're like, all right, this is the show where everybody gets a text message, everybody on my mailing list, everybody, and you really go out and pull everybody, and that was that one for you.
Yep, and you know what? You're the only person who's ever seen it like that. But yes, exactly, exactly correct. That's what we did. Is we used it, and we knew we could do that because we've been doing it for 15 years. Yep. Like, this is probably, we're talking 2013, so 13 years we've been doing this. So it's proven that we're going to be able to be successful at that. So we do it. And then I stepped back and I was like, we have to do this again, but we have to do it with someone who can benefit the way Cutthroat would benefit from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you had to find somebody who was not only tenured in the Valley musically, but he was respected and he could throw his own show, you know, and headline it, and to where you could sell out like a national. And so I reached out to a gentleman by the name of Trap House.
Right.
And he's a gentleman, you know, he's like us, probably been around the block 100 years. You know, he's an OG in the streets when it comes to making music. Like, he's very well respected, been around since, he's been making music out here since I caught wind of him, I want to say, in 2004, 2005.
Right.
Maybe as late as 2006, but well over 10 years. So he's 10 years in the game. And he drops an album, and we had 750 people show up.
Nice. And that's your second one. That's following the 600 plus. Now you're 700.
So without Cutthroat, so this proved that, okay, we can do this without relying on the crutch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you created a model, and then we just grew, bro. It just grew, and then we created a new, and then the business model is constantly evolving, giving more and more and more juice to whoever is rocking with us to be able to eat. Like, to the point where now we're educating, like, okay, here, check this. Because to me and you, mass text, the emails, the messages, the fucking thank yous, you know what I'm saying? The social media buzz, the build up, the rollout, the fucking street team, the passing out the flyers, like, that's like breathing.
Yeah.
Like, it goes without saying. It's almost a subconscious, like, autopilot, right?
Yeah.
Well, not everybody understands it like that.
Yeah.
That's only because of the tenure. We've learned that over time, so it's up to us to be able to teach that. And that, when you teach somebody that, not only do they carry it with them, but it makes your fucking event that much more successful. And they continue to become more and more like understanding of there's really a science to it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even see the bigger picture. They're just seeing a bunch of random puzzle pieces and think it makes sense. And it will, but at the moment, you know, I think if you've seen the picture, you'll be able to put the puzzle together faster. And like you said, but I think there was definitely a gap. You know, when I got into the game, I was immediately like trying to learn everything. And it's not like I was told that I'm supposed to. I was just like, this seems like the obvious thing to do. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to learn it even if I don't have to. That way, when I got somebody else doing it for me, I could kind of like oversee what's going on, keep a foot in that pool if I need to. You know what I mean? And then the OGs that I was working with at the time, a lot of times you see the ones who are successful, and sometimes you think it's just because they're dope rappers, let's say. But it's also because they know the business, they got to hustle, they're learning all these other things. And you see the other ones who just like, you know, they definitely contributed, but they were just kind of along for the ride when it comes to the business side of things. And then, you know, this big gap, and then back again, now everybody kind of coming out, and it's regular for everybody to be throwing shows. Whereas back then that was not regular. People did it, but there was certain people who did it, and they were basically referred to as promoters who also made music, not the other way around. Now it's like, you know, MCs is just throwing their own shows, putting together their own tours quite often, you know, at least in the scenes where I'm around. So I definitely see where it is.
It's not, it's definitely grown. And, you know, like, that's where RTU comes in to benefit. Like, we don't want to be, so a lot of artists have a misconception of who we are and what we do. Unless you're signed to the label and we're invested in you and we're pushing you, you don't want to be an artist's only crutch. We don't want to be their only platform.
Right.
We want them to go out and throw their own shows. We want them to book their own tours out of state. Like, if you don't do that, you're not going to survive.
I mean, that's your contribution.
Like, you're going to jump on a hamster wheel and be on it for the rest of your career, or you roll the dice and hit the road.
I mean, you got to do something. You got to get out there and be consistent with whatever you're doing. And if you're not a road type of person, I feel like it's going to be harder, but you could do it. But eventually, you're going to have to get on the road. You're going to have to get on the road eventually.
Yeah, you got to tour, man.
You know?
But I'm realizing that it's unavoidable.
I mean, I'm trying to go the sync licensing route for the most part because I still want to tour and things like that. But you know how it is, having kids. I prefer to be at home, you know, most of the year rather than on the road most of the year. So I gotta, we do things to create passive income to come in, so we get money off of, more than just royalties and music, because that's, it is what it is. But you get a song on a movie, or like you're talking about, you getting placements on VH1 and MTV, things like that. Like, you could still possibly get paid. Check. Yeah, I'm getting a check like yesterday for some shit that happened like years ago. Just depends. You kind of rolling the dice.
Money.
Yeah,
it's slow money. Definitely takes forever to get paid out in licensing.
Yeah,
but like if you build up a big enough library, they license it consistently. They're never not use it. It's in a library where if it fits, they use it.
Yeah, and once you start, a couple episodes back, if anybody didn't listen to the one with DC of Soul Plus Mind, you definitely want to check out that whole episode. Was about sync licensing, and my man is basically, I had one placement before I met him, and when we got together, we've had about 4 placements together. This dude is just like, that's his thing, you know what I mean? And you know how it is at first, it's like, you're waiting for the money. It may or may not be a big first check, but the point is, like, you keep dropping stuff, and eventually a couple years down the line, you're consistently getting paid solid checks, if not great checks. You know what I mean? So it's definitely the long game, that bigger picture. A lot of times.
Every time you get an ASCAP check, it's a blessing.
Yep,
it's take like it. you get $300 to $500 like quarterly in the mail from ASCAP. Not only is that like an extra, $1,000 to $2,000 supplemental income, but income that comes in when you forgot about it.
Yeah,
because
there it is.
It's like opening a card from your nana back in the day. Like there's a check, like,
or it's an old knitted sweater. I don't know.
Either way,
pair of socks and shit. I feel you.
Like that's what you're saying. Like it became like it just grew organically, and then once we got a little deep into it, I had the concept of the festival. I want to throw one day of holy ground. You know what I'm talking about, Kyle? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that holy ground where all the politics and all the last 20 years of bullshit do not apply.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For one day, y'all going to come and play nice, and tomorrow we can go back to the bullshit.
So that's what that is, huh? The AZ HipHop Fest. Is that?
Straight up. That was the vision. You know what I'm saying? We just wanted to have one day where everybody came together, and I'm talking about floating their flags, wearing their T-shirts, merch booths, slanging their CDs, performing slots. We have a graffiti battle. We have a hip-hop day graffiti battle that's actually going down at one of the local art supply stores, to where they get a 4-foot-by-8 canvas, and they get to bomb it at the store, and it's going to hang on the fence at the festival, and people are going to vote on it, right? Oh. Then we got a scratch exchange where I got 3 of the nation's top-rated DJs, DJ Action, DJ Reflection. They're both, all 3, there's a third one, I forget the gentleman's name, but they're going to be out there doing what is turntables and instructions, showcases. They're going to be teaching scratching and how to scratch and the different scratches.
Nice.
So we got that going down. Then we got Beat Street, which is John Blaze, my right-hand man, DJ John Blaze is, he's throwing what's called a Beat Street Producer Showcase, where we have over, say, 15 to 40 producers, depending on who's there at what time, because they go in like shifts of 2-hour blocks. So we just have a rotating door of dope producers all showcasing their beats. Some have placements with Kanye and Ice Cube. Some have placements with Night Wonder and Danny Brown.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? But then you got the little homies who just got a popping SoundCloud page. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope.
From all sorts, all different styles, all different perspectives, if you will, and all different levels of success, if you want to look at it like that. So I think that's dope too, because a lot of times it's that hunger, man. Like, it sounds like you got people who are doing their damn thing, but at the same time they're still like at their next tipping point. And when you see that hunger in them, like, that's when them beats or them rhymes or whatever it is super fire, because they're ready for that next step. They've been here, they've been tipping, and even though everybody's you always got people looking up to you no matter where you are, but you always got people above you too that you should be looking up to try to get there, right? And it's like you get into that next step. Those are the best. That's the best time to catch these cats sometimes, I think, especially for these gigs. So wait, before we go further, okay, so how long into your first year? So this is the third HipHop Fest is coming up, 3rd annual HipHop Fest, AZ HipHop Fest. The first one was within your first year or into your second year? How did that? Year. How was the build up? Talk about it a little bit.
All right, so the first year, like, we not nothing for the first 6 months. All we do is like the top tier, dropping a mixtape with every show, comes free with every ticket.
Nice.
Like cream of the crop artists, right? And then we realized that, man, there are more unknown up and coming underdogs than there are top tier artists ratio in the Valley. And I imagine it's in every city at this point. So I'm like, what are we going to do for this, like, this come up tier level? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to say anything that, like, could be taken as disrespect or, like, devaluing where they're at. They're just new to the game. They're fresh. You know what I'm saying? They're green.
Yeah.
And, like, I had to figure out how to give them something to where they could grow. So we started doing open mics. We started doing concerts on Sunday afternoons, and that was because of your advice. Remember that talk we had? And you told me about little homie that was running around L.A. Doing shows at, like, random places in the middle of the afternoon?
Yeah.
Dog, I took that shit and ran with it.
Word.
And threw Sunday afternoon concerts for 2 years straight.
I didn't even know that, man. That's crazy. Because, I mean, you're building, I mean, it's literally like church, especially since it's on a Sunday, but you're doing something that's not existing, and you're giving people a place to go on a time of a day where they may just be like, man, I wish calling up the homie to freestyle. It's like, why go to the homie's house and freestyle, go to this event and get on the mic type of thing or whatever. So how was that? Was the build up slow, or was it just cracking right off the bat?
No, first one, 400 plus.
Wow.
First one was 400 plus. And then it started to kind of get watered down because we were doing them twice a month. It got to the point where we're doing them twice a month, and every Sunday we're booking like 25 to 30 artists.
Right.
So you're talking about like working with 60 artists that no one's ever heard of a month on Sunday afternoons, just having a good time. Like I had a catering service come, they would serve chicken and waffles and brunch. We'd be barbecuing carne asada on the patio. Like it was really a good time, but that was just the birth of the company. That was our infant. That was our year one.
Right.
So once I saw all this going on, I was like, damn, dude, I could do. Oh, and we started doing a monthly event at the basically the biggest strip club in the Valley. It's a club called Jaguars.
Okay. 2
stories, like 100 bitches working there. Looks like a Vegas or a Houston or a Beverly Hills. Like what's the famous one down there off the strip? It's a bigger strip club, anyways.
I'm not. If I had more money, I wouldn't be spending it there. But do your damn thing.
We would drop mixtapes.
I hear you.
In the City Club.
Yeah,
and break records. We would break records in the City Club. So what we did is the first year we did a show on a Friday at Jags. So we dropped a mixtape in the City Club at Jags on Friday. On Saturday, we had like a top tier event that dropped a mixtape, and then on Sunday we had our farm week go all day. So we did 3 days worth of events in a row, and it was called the TUR Takeover Weekend. And honestly, that was the birth of the Arizona HipHop Festival because it gave me the ability to gauge that, okay, well, I got about 150 different groups of people, crews, MCs that can rock in one event. So I went and patented our trade name, the Arizona HipHop Festival, AV HipHop Festival. I went to the Cookbook Commission, and I'm like, I'm going to throw this fucking festival.
So how long from that?
All local.
How long from that point before you were able to make it happen?
So like a year later, or not even a year. Let's say 8 months later, I get a call from a buddy of mine who's working with Live Nation, and he's like, "Yo, American Theater Live Nation want to chop it up. They want to do an event," and I'm like, immediately. Oh, dude, I'll throw the Arizona Hip Hop Festival there because for those guys, or you guys that don't know, you're not based in Arizona. American Theater is like, when it comes to size, it's probably one of the top 5 biggest, nicest venues in the Valley. It used to be called Dodge Theater. It's owned by Live Nation. It's an entire square block radius. It takes from 4th to 5th Ave. And from Alice to Washington, how big this venue is. It's an entire square block.
Can't wait to see.
So it's in the heart of downtown, right next to the courthouse, right next to another major building. Like it's just crazy. It's like one of those buildings downtown. So when I got the opportunity to pitch this, I was like, "Oh, we're doing the Arizona Hip Hop Festival." So I go have a meeting with them, and they're like, "What can you offer us?" They wanted to throw a normal rap concert. And I showed them all this data of the last year in business. every single event, how many people showed up, and what I could do. I'm like, this is what we could do. They said, yes, rest is history. We threw it. There was 3 stages, 100 acts. It ran from 12 to 12, and we did about 3,300 people, a little bit over 3,000.
Nice. That was the first one.
First one. Second one comes back around. We do 5 stages, had an open mic stage, had over 80 artists show up and sign up to be a part of that.
Now,
did over...
I'm sorry, go ahead. Did over how many?
About 40, I'd say 4,300.
Nice.
1,000 more than the last year. And if you count staff and vendors, then we did, about 4,500.
Right. And and the dope thing is like progress. Like even from your first gig, you had like 600 people, and the next one, if you would have had 500, you'd have been like, great. But you had 700. So it's like, even though it's just a little bit more, it's a substantial, progression every single time. So tell me how Master P came into the picture. That was in the second one?
So what happened with Master P is crazy. That was the second year, and in my office at our home, I have a home office that I work from. I have what is called the Magic Whiteboard, and it's a dry erase marker board that anything you write on this board comes true. You just got to write it down, right? So in 2013, I wrote...
Hold on, stop. Say that again. The Magic Whiteboard, and what happens?
So I have this, what is called the Magic Whiteboard in my office. And it's a dry erase marker board that I painted with the paint. It's like 6 feet tall and probably 8 feet wide. It's huge.
Nice.
So I just write anything on it that comes true. And the reason that we know this is true is because in 2013, I decided I wanted to partner with Master P and form No Limit Global because of his independent hustle.
Right.
I look at Master P as like, other than like Tech Nine currently, but like from the golden era, from the independent standpoint, no one did what Master P did. He sold 750 million records.
Arguably, people doing it now because of what he did then.
He sold 75 million records and made $750 million. But he did it out of his trunk. He did it independently. And that's what is so amazing about it. So that's why I admired him. Like, his music was never like, I'm a fan of his grind and I love his hit records, but I wasn't like a big No Limit music fan.
Right, me too.
Because I'm more into, I was a Wu-Tang, KRS-One, Rakim,
some B-boy stuff.
Yeah, man. Like to me, East Coast hip hop, and I love down south. I love Atlanta, but Master P to me was the god of the underground. He was the lord of the underground. So I put it on my board, and my wife laughed. She was like, "Oh, where are you going to call Master P and start a new label with him?" And I'm like, "Yes, 100%. No bullshit. The VP of No Limit movie is from Arizona. Comes home because his mother is under the weather and he comes home to take care of her. He's sniffing around town for what's popping. And he's No Limit. He's like, he's from Arizona. He wants to see Arizona pop. Right. So he's literally come to Arizona to pick somebody up and take him back and work with Master P. He's in the studio called the Salt Mine. And an artist that I work closely with, name is Jay Slug, who currently managing, got his number because they were chopping it up. I hit Slug and was like, bruh, send me his number. I'll change both our lives. I quote. He sent it to me. I text homeboy. He texted me at like 12:30, 12:45 on Tuesday night. And mind you, I just smoked a bowl. I'm lit. And this dude's like, care to talk? And I'm just like, oh, shit. Well, fuck.
I guess so.
Like, thought about it. Like, should I call him in the morning or should I just tease it?
You got to. You never know if there's going to be a morning.
No, yeah, exactly. So I called him. We chopped it up for an hour. I met him for coffee the next morning at 10 o'clock. Within 7 days, I was on the phone with P. And within 10 days, I was in front of him in Los Angeles pitching him a business proposal for No Limit Global and the Arizona HipHop Festival.
Nice.
And he said yes. And he stood up. It was Halloween. It was actually 1 year ago in about 5 days. So whenever Halloween, I think it's the 23rd today. So on Halloween will be the 1 year anniversary of Respect Underground and No Limit's partnership for No Limit Global, which is still in motion.
Nice.
We got Slug, Jay Slug. We wanted to take him out there, get him a deal. He's now one of his key producers. He produced all over the Romeo's last album. He's producing for his daughter. He's producing his masterpiece hit singles. And we also took a young man by the name of Angelo Nano. He's an Assyrian Arabic gentleman who is basically like, he sounds like a rich homie Quan or he's a young thug on the hook. Like, he just kills these hooks. So they both got deals with No Limit. And that was because of the Arizona Hip Hop Festival last year. So this year, we actually partnered with the mayor's office and City Hall.
Nice.
And the mayor of Phoenix will actually be coming at 7 p.m. to inaugurate Arizona Hip Hop Day by giving a proclamation for the holiday.
So it's an official holiday. Now I'm looking on Facebook. You know, I've known this brother, for anybody listening, I've known this cat since about 04, 05. One of my first big shows was in Arizona. That's where I first met this dude and just continued to connect. That's what you do. You link with somebody, good people who's doing their thing. You continue to do your thing. You just kind of stay up and see what's going on. You know what I mean? And over time, just seeing you doing this, you doing that, and just progress, something bigger and better every single time, you know what I mean? And it was just dope. And when I seen you get with the mayor, it's official, actual hip-hop day. I mean, they got National Donut Day, National No Bra Day, National No Draws Day, whatever. They got all this stuff. And now, Arizona, November 19th, official hip-hop day. Is that it?
It's hip-hop day, bro. Man. It's hip-hop day.
That's dope.
Like, this is my most significant contribution to the hip-hop community ever. So this is the third annual. You can finally say annual. Like, the first one is the inaugural Arizona Hip Hop Festival. Like, you can't call something the first annual because nothing is annual if it's only happened once.
Right.
Like, this can never happen again. You could flop this shit and then be the one and only, one and done. So to call it an annual event is, like, improper. So we called it the inaugural Arizona Hip Hop Festival. And then it was the second hip hop festival. And now it's the third annual. And I'm telling you, dog, 8 stages, 250 performers, B-boys, DJs, graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be crazy.
Even though I'm not from there and I don't get to go there often, you know, if I get to go there 3-4 times a year, it's, you know, it's a blessing. But I'm really excited for y'all, man. I'm excited and proud of you and what you're doing for them. And then at the same time, this is something that's overflowing. You know what I mean? It's overflowing into other areas and other people who got that grind and hustle and know-how who are going to turn it into something like that. So, man, I think that's really dope. You know what I want to do? I want to go to a break, shout out our sponsors a little bit, then we're going to come back and get into some questions, man. Status Escalate Podcast. What's going on? I want to take a quick minute to tell you about our sponsors, DeadstockCloset.com. Deadstock Closet specializes in vintage gear and accessories of all styles and brands. Shop at DeadstockCloset.com and receive your purchase hand-cleaned, ironed, and ready to wear. Use the coupon code SEPodcast at checkout and get 10% off your purchase, plus an additional discount on your next one. DeadstockCloset.com. Vintage flyness straight to your doorstep. And of course, if you're an artist looking to gain exposure and grow your fan base, as you should be, go to StatusEscalate.com. Status Escalate is a PR company who will create awareness for you as an artist and expand your brand. Status Escalate has been spreading the word on new up-and-coming artists for years with a strong focus on hip-hop. Go to the contact section at StatusEscalate.com and discuss a package and rates. Let them know you heard about them through our podcast and you'll get 50% off your first project. StatusEscalate.com.
And watch my status escalate.
All right, we back. Let's get into these questions, man. So the whole thing is I like to ask people these same questions to get an idea. You know, I think the main point to this podcast, in my opinion, is to really get people off their butts and stop making excuses about stuff. I think people tend to feel they have a genius idea or any idea at all, but they never put it into motion. And sometimes somebody comes up with that idea and they have the nerve to be mad that somebody took their idea. You know what I mean? And I think it's all about really letting people know sometimes that it's easier than you thought. Sometimes you don't have to be afraid or insecure or any of these things. You could just go out and get it. And if I could provide a platform for people to listen to successful cats of all, you know, careers, not just music or hip hop or whatever it is, and kind of tell their story, and you get to hear like, oh, this person has like, you know, a family with kids, a 9-to-5 job, all these things, and is able to, you know, accomplish these things. And this is how. Meanwhile, you know, I ain't really got nothing like that going on. I guess I've just been lazy. And if we could get them off the couch or whatever to really get in there and contribute to their community, you know what I mean? I think that's dope because I think one of the problems sometimes is that people don't have the right mentors and they don't have the grind to get up and do it themselves. So if we could provide something to help, man, that's what it's about. So with that being said, just a bunch of questions I hope will, help these cats. So, man, the first one, basically, do you have any daily routines or life hacks that, kind of get you through your day and, something consistent? Maybe you got a certain issue that you run into and this is like your go-to, like exercise or something that helps you get through it.
Man, you know what really, it dictates the momentum of my day is the way you start in the morning. And when I fully committed to RTU as my sole, means of everything, that this became the end all be all, I started waking up at 6:30, 6:45, and like ODing on pre-workout and running a mountain by the house. It's not a huge mountain. It's like a little mile and a half run, 2 mile run, but it's up and down a mountain. So it's not like a straightaway run.
So let's not downplay it. It's like might not be Mount Everest, but you're running up a mountain that's
small.
6 something. Okay, I got you.
So I run the mountain at 7 a.m. I lift, and then I come home and I focus on my day and I meditate. I really focus on my day, bro. Like instead of listening to music, when I run the mountain, I listen to like inspirational speeches from like reputable like speakers like Steve Jobs, Les Steve Jobs, Les Jones, E-Dot, the hip hop preacher. Arnold Schwarzenegger's got some great speeches. Muhammad Ali's got some great speeches. Bruce Lee had some fucking dope speech, like interviews. Like, and I listen to them over film scores. So like over music bed, I listen to these speeches. So they're super dramatic.
So where do you get these from?
YouTube.
How long have you been doing that?
About 3 years.
Yeah.
About the life of my company.
Yeah. It's
because I realized that if I don't wake up and I'm not, like, if I don't work out in the morning, I drag ass and I'm not as productive throughout the day.
Yeah.
So like that combined with, some real strong coffee and trying to maintain a very articulate execution and a focus, like that's the biggest challenge throughout the day for any entrepreneur is maintaining his focus, because being that our bread and butter and survival is based on social media marketing and presence, it's really hard. It's a fine line between trolling and bullshitting and working.
Yeah. It's not just about selfies and boobies, and butt cracks and 1,000 likes. Like it, It really does matter. This is about your footprint. Yeah.
And that footprint is going to get followers. So, and that's how you grow your brand. So it's just necessary, man. I can't live without it.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's exactly the type of stuff I'm talking about. All of us have regular obstacles that we're constantly dealing with, and a lot of times, I hate to say it in this way, like our being family men, just dealing with the family for starters. You know what I mean? Like to be able to do the things we want to do and be the fathers that we want to be and the husbands that we want to be, and whatever, all these different things. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with still being there for your fam and also accomplishing the things that you need to do?
Honestly, if I didn't have the support of my family, I don't know if I would be able to accomplish the things that I do.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I have 2 sets of grandpa. I have a yaya and a nana that hold me down when I have shows. So I drop off their grandbabies and I go to work, And if I didn't have that, it would be a much different scenario for me. And I have a supportive wife.
Nice.
Who holds me down and takes care of the kids when I got no crying. So like, real shit is about your foundation. Without a firm foundation, it's almost impossible.
Man, I couldn't agree with you more, man. What about any other kind of obstacles that you go through? Some people got health problems. Some people got, a jalopy that they got to warm up for an hour before it starts to work. Just kind of looking for some of these things that people kind of go through every day and, think that, my car's broke down, so I'm just not even going to go. And it's like, nah, honestly, man, take care of it.
I can't stress more that the power of the mind is the most important thing, because I watched a documentary back in like 2006 called The Secret.
Yeah.
And it was about manifestation and practical, you know what I'm saying? It was real life, reality. And I was sold. First time I ever saw it, but the challenging part about The Secret is practicing.
Yes.
Because it has to become a subconscious way of life. You have to be able to do it without. It's not a process of thought. It's not a conscious decision. It's subconscious thought. It's a involuntary muscle.
It's a regular. It really is. You already knowing that you've been there.
You're breathing.
When you wake up, you had a dream and you really felt like that dream was real. That's what we're talking about right now. These things that are gonna happen, it's so real that you already felt like it happened and it's gonna happen. And when it does, you're gonna take a deep breath and appreciate the situation. Take a look at your view. And then keep it moving to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree 100%. I have this line where it's like either law of attraction or focus, or it's prayer. You're putting faith in a power not physically there. It's like, I really think, honestly, that if you're praying in the same way that you're focusing on this, you know, these things that you want, you're actually manifesting it. And whatever you believe, put it together for you. So, you know what I mean?
So,
you got to mix that.
Check this out. It's exactly what you're saying, manifestation. Like, because it became practice and because it became a part of who I was, I began speaking of things as if they already were.
Yep.
And when I spoke of my partnership with Master P, at first it was like a joke. I would just say when. I never once said if.
Yep.
And all of my staff, my wife, my homies, I'll tell you, he never once said if he was going to. He said, when I partner with Master P, this is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And I did it. And what I'm going to do is with those links that I'm going to send you, I'm actually going to send you my new single that I haven't released yet. I'm dropping a mixtape called Justice League. Top of next year, I'm going to promote it at the festival, but it's basically a greatest hits of all the guest features, people I've been honored to work with, my peers my mentors I look up to, my peers that I rock with. I'm dropping that. And my single actually has Master P on it.
Nice.
Speaking on some inspirational, like, you got to want success more than you want air. And it's a record that I created for when I run the mountain. The record's been done for over a year. I'm just holding on to it because when I drop this tape, I want to make a statement that even though Respect the Underground is a promotional company, I'm not a motherfucking promoter.
Yeah.
I am one of us, and this is for all of us. And that's it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. You either rocking with us or get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, I mean, or how about this? This is totally fine too. Do your own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, like not even just welcome. Like, we prefer that because the idea is that you do your own thing. You do build something just as big or bigger, and then we work together to move forward from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to agree with everything that everybody does. You know what I mean? Take it for what it is. And if you don't like it in the situation you're in, it's not easy, but go and do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go and create what you want, your version of it. Man, so-and-so's doing this. He need to be doing that. No, you need to be doing that. You know what I mean? You need to go out there and take the steps.
People love to tell you how you should be doing things. Yep. Like, we have so many critics out here that love to tell me how I should throw the arrows on the HipHop Festival. And I was like, oh, because you were interested in throwing an all-local HipHop Festival 5 years ago?
Yeah.
No, you weren't. So go ahead and sit down for a second because I'm doing something that's never been done. And I ain't got nobody I can ask for advice. But if you feel like you can make this event better, please approach us in a human being respectful manner, and I will listen to what you have to say. And if it's going to add value to our festival, then you are more than welcome to come in and implement that. And let's get it fucking popping.
Where we're at as people in this time, and I'm blessed to be around a lot of people who feel exactly the same. Nobody wants to feel, like they're an idiot or that they did something the wrong way or whatever. But we genuinely like to do things the right way. So if we're doing things, let's say we're doing it the right way, but it could be better, and you think that you can, help that to happen, how about instead of just talking shit about it, come through and let's actually do it. Let's actually talk about how this could be better. And, you bring a spark, I got a little gas, let's make an idea of, burn this motherfucker up. Like, that's how I see things, and I think it's dope when other people can contribute to things that they're not even really involved, but they're like, yo, I have this, you got some time, I did have these ideas, and actually come up with some sort of proposal, or even just an organized email is nice. It's so easy to be like, you could do this, you could do that. If you want to do your Facebook trendy posts, and that's fine. But there's not a problem with complaining to me. It's, are you actually complaining to make a change? And if so, who are the people that are going to make the change? Send your complaints to them. You know what I mean? and actually make a change.
There's that side of it, but then I've also grown to appreciate the critic. The critic who actually gives no actual physical contribution to the scene, but he's always got an opinion and something to say. I don't mind that anymore. It used to irritate me. Now I appreciate it, because without the critics are a form of promotion. Whether it be positive or negative, they're talking, and if they're talking about you, it's obviously popping. So let the critics be critics. Let them do what they do. That shit is dope, because without it, this shit would be boring.
Yeah, there's definitely a place for everybody. And, you know, if you're one of those people, I think a lot of times you have the choice to actually, you know, contribute and create something dope.
No, they don't. They choose not to. We the contributors.
Yeah, the critics. Sure. I'm trying to help these guys. If one of you 20 motherfuckers who just love to talk shit actually want to talk shit to make a change rather than just to talk shit, like, find out who you want to work with and actually do that shit, man. That's real talk. You know, all this right here is just perfect for this next question, dude. Like, can you give me an example of either a success turned failure or a failure turned success?
The festival. So, year one of the festival, the New Times quoted me. I didn't quote me. They wrote, "Will he collapse under the weight of his own ambition?"
Wowzers.
And I didn't know whether to take it as a compliment or a fucking slick stick in the ribs. You know what I'm saying? And I took it as both. And one day I told the music guy, I'm like, look at that tattoo on me, bro. I will never collapse under the weight of my own ambition, because logistically, what we had attempted to do was a nightmare. It was stage managing over 100 plus acts. It was like, holy fucking shit, man, this is crazy. And I didn't do it correctly. In fact, I made a mistake in my time management, and our time management ran off, and a couple artists didn't get to perform because they chose to step back. And we ran about 2 hours behind.
Wow.
So we were extremely late on one of the stages. And unfortunately, that's just how rap concerts roll. But imagine doing it on a festival level with that many acts. Like, it just does a lot of egos. And because of that, we still had a successful event. It still happened. It still went down, and we still crushed it attendance-wise. We still really did crush it on time management-wise, because, we ran about an hour behind once we caught up. But an hour behind on a fucking rap concert with 100 acts is not behind at all, in my opinion. In fact, that's damn near on time. So what we did is we learned how to logistically break down stage management on a level like that. And the following year, we ran 5 stages, and we actually wound up running ahead of schedule.
Nice.
And we're able to, like, throw artists on who weren't scheduled, you know, move things around if need be. Like, it was really dope. And now that we figured it out, this year we're going to have 8 stages and an open mic stage, and within those 8 stages, and we're going to shut down an entire block radius and run a lowrider parade down Washington at sunset.
Nice.
With a fucking sign flipper and 8 stages roaring simultaneously.
That sounds dope. I can't wait. I will be performing, in case anybody's like, oh, he's just saying all these things. Nah, I'm rocking. So I'm just waiting, looking forward to it. Be staying at the Embassy Suites, you know, holla at me and no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, for real, man. Very excited about this one, and just, man, I'm excited for you anyways. To be a part of it is dope as well. Like I said, man, I really love getting out there and just rocking with y'all, man. It's good vibes out there all day. And there's a pizza place that they have, Gyro pizzas? Gyro, how do you say it?
Gyro pizza. I don't know. I heard about it too, but it was bomb. So.
Yo, it was when I went to Freshtivus. I rocked Freshtivus a couple years back. Shout out to Fact and Nomad, and man, it was dope. Paz One, he basically made space for me to rock with him. But yeah, the pizza place, I want to say it's like right there, but I don't remember. But man, amazing. But anyways, sidebar pizza. But yeah, okay. So I want to get back to this. somebody like you definitely worked with a lot of people and will continue to work with more people. And in a business like what we're in, we're always, having the opportunities. I think the collaboration is basically what it turns into most times, partnering with people. Do you have rules that you kind of go by when you decide to work with somebody, or definitely like these signs that you look for, and if this happens, it's just we're not working together, I just can't do it, or these are some things that really tell me that this is a stand-up guy, or these people right here, I'm going to give it a try type of thing?
It's always based on intuition. You base it off energy. They give you good vibes, rock with them. They don't, listen to your gut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What happens is, my biggest challenge is that I'll get fogged over in haze. My intuition will get clouded by like money or status.
Yeah.
And it's hard, it's humbling to like even speak on that, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? Because like you get clouded, your judgment can get clouded by, oh, this dude's paid. He's being honest with me. Just because someone's paid or has a high level of stature in the community or in the industry doesn't mean they have the best interest in mind, nor does it mean they're being honest. You really have to listen to your instincts, because we were out here in these streets for over 15 years shaking and moving. And that's how we funded the music. And never on no like crazy shit. Just we just a little ahead of the curve on these dispensaries. That's all.
Right.
I was never doing nothing wrong. That was just, we did. So that taught me intuition, taught me listening to my gut. That's how, you shake and move without, one of the three bad things happening to you that's very likely in that industry. So I take that and apply it to this, and the two are very basically the same field. Mm-hmm. They're distant cousins. Like, it's the same. We get to work, we float it out, they come back and re-up. And when I'm talking about work, I'm talking about tickets to shows. Yeah. Talking about CDs, I'm talking about T-shirts, I'm talking about flyers and posters. Like, we get that work off.
Yeah, man, the life of a hustler, man. If you're organized brother in the street, there's no reason why you can't be, even better, when you do some real legit business, Which we are.
Yeah. I do, a million times better than I did when I was hustling, because, this is a 100% legitimate entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and I don't know too many brothers, out of all the brothers that I know who hustle, and a couple, sisters, man, like, nobody wants to hustle, and I'm talking about street hustling. Like, nobody really wants to. It's not like, when you look at it, it's like, yeah, it seems lucrative, but if you kind of measure out how much you get paid to do what, and all the potential consequences, it doesn't really make sense. So if you're able to use that on,
no, it doesn't
this music
add up.
thing, you should definitely use that knowledge for good. And I don't just mean other people, use it for yourself, benefit. But it's a grimy game, and if you're blessed enough to get through that, in one piece, I think you're better for it, and you're able to apply it to a lot of the things that you're doing now, and even more amazing outcome, dude. So that's dope. I hear that, man, because it always comes down to energy, and that's just what it is. Unfortunately, sometimes people are just great people, and they just don't know what the hell they're doing. And sometimes you got this dude or these group of people or whatever who seem to be great, but truth be told, they could look as rich as hell and, literally making it rain at the club. But the truth is, like, that's all their money. And they spent that to make everybody feel like they were, and it's working. You know what I mean? It seems to be working. But the minute you get up in there, you know what I mean? That's how these con men work. They put money in, all to, create the illusion of this. And once you fall for it, you know what I mean? You hooked. You know what I mean? So you just, like you said, man, follow your gut. Try to keep the ego at bay as much as possible. You really want it. But the way they catch you, when you're at the cash register, you're about to pay and get out, and they got all this nasty candy that's terrible for you, but it's right there. That's the impulse buy. You got to resist the impulse buy. You know what I mean? You got to. And I'll take it back a few episodes, my man Kill C-Ray. Go ahead and wait. Don't let your emotions and excitement of a particular situation or deal like make you commit too early without thinking about it on a full, clear head. Go to sleep, wake up, and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it needs to be. So I got this thing I got this thing I call it the top 3, and what I want you to do is give me a do, a don't, and a must have that you need, and you know, to progress in what you do.
So you asked me for a do, a don't, and a must have.
Yeah.
For the do, I know it's gonna sound corny, but you gotta just do your motherfucking best. Like if you do your best of your motherfucking ability, and you give it everything, there's no regret. And like it's about like consistency. Like if I say do, I just say just fucking do that consistently. Every morning you wake up, you grind, and you give it your all, and you pass out at the end of the night because you got nothing left.
Leave it all on the table.
And that's the do. The don't be a bullshitter. Don't lie. Be honest to yourself and everyone around you. Keep it fucking real, because honesty and integrity will give you life of longevity in any industry. Any man who's been in any industry for 15 plus years is a man of his word.
Yeah. I think you said it earlier too, man. Like, you know, if you're a stand-up dude, people will fuck with you no matter how long out the game. People know your reputation. You know, I worked hard just to keep it like you already. I mean, I ain't working hard. It is just how it is. You know what I mean? You stay honest. You know, you got deals with somebody, you put it all on the table. If they want to take it, they take it. If they don't, then they don't. But they don't have to like the deal, but they know you didn't try to hide or trick nobody. You know what I mean? It's just simple things like that, man. Just keep it real. And if it ain't for you, then it ain't for you. And that's it, man. Don't bullshit, man. I feel you. And what's that must have?
Must have, you got to have a book. You write everything in. You got to write it down. You know, you got to put it.
You feel like writing it down really changes things more than, let's say, typing it or recording it on your phone, or if we're talking about lyrics in particular, just going off, not necessarily off the top.
I'm talking about manifestation. I'm talking about your daily grind. I'm talking about your to-dos. I'm talking about your brainstorms.
Yep.
Like you have to have a book that's where it goes to first.
And you feel like actually writing it
out your day.
Okay.
Yeah, you write it down with your hand. You say, to-dos for today. This is what I do. And you just look at it. And then you come back to it the next morning and you're like, bank, 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 bank. And they're done. You know, and that's your rhymes, that's your ideas, that's your everything. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, man. I don't really write songs traditionally. I kind of pace back and forth and create the rhyme in my mind.
Right.
And spit it over and over again and then go lay it down. Like, I don't ever actually take a pen to pad, very rarely.
Yeah, I hear you. I got this. I got these things that as far as my spirituality goes, you know what I mean? I say these particular prayers, which is basically this almost the same thing every single night and every single morning. You know what I mean? And when I wake up in the morning, there are these specific things that I focus on, that I want to make happen for myself and my family, and just to better myself. And the idea is that you're not going to be saying all those things every single day, because eventually you're going to get those things and your goals are going to change, and you're going to be writing those things down and focusing on them, you know, when you wake up in the morning, when you're about to go to sleep. When you're about to go to sleep, you know, my man was telling me, like, your defenses are down, kind of, you know, you tired or whatever, and that's the time when you could really unbrainwash yourself, let's say, or really get those ideas and like, this is what I want to do. I really focus on these things. And again, you know, this common thing we're talking about is the manifestation. Obviously, I think we should make it clear, like, I believe in your magic whiteboard, but you didn't just write it down on a whiteboard and it fucking happened. You knew what you wanted. You focused on these things morning, noon, night, you know, in your dreams, on the toilet, whatever. And you went out there and actually executed things, you know, and these two things came together, and the universe, or however you want to look at it, things happened, you know what I mean? But you actually got to go out there and do some stuff. I think some people think it's magic, and, you know, it feels like it, you know what I mean? And maybe it is, but you definitely got to do something too, though. So don't think, like, I believe in The Secret to a certain extent, but some cats really just, man, that's not true. I was thinking about this for a long time and it never happened, but you never tried to make it happen. You got to go out there and move.
Dreams without practical application are merely daydreams.
Yep. Yeah, word, man. I was going to ask, do you have a book or like a movie that you recommend somebody?
A book or a movie, you said?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Normally it would be a book, but some cats don't read, you know what I mean? But I know. I don't read. I do audiobooks, but that would be my answer, you know what I'm saying?
So that's my answer. It's rare for me to read. I don't have time, but I listen to audiobooks regularly. Last book I listened to was The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho.
Yeah.
Cool story. Very similar on the topic of manifestation.
Yeah.
You know, it's I'm not a big reader, man. Like, I listen.
Yeah, and it allows you to do other things too. You know what I mean? Like I'm blessed to have a job where I can listen to audiobooks or podcasts and things like that and really get it in my brain while I'm doing something else. I get paid to learn these things through audiobooks. That's how I look at it. I get paid to exercise and learn stuff. You know what I mean? And while I'm doing it, I'm, you know, making money for another company as well. So it's all good. But another thing, you know, that reminds me, because I mean, the homie Soul Plus Mine a couple weeks back, the Alchemist changed his life, put, you know, arguably the reason why he is where he is musically. You know, when you discuss a lot of things with certain types of people or certain minds, or, you know, the type of people like I believe we are, who we're about progress, you know, breaking down, shedding the negativity and trying to pack on the positive and, you know, those good strengths. And you ask these questions and you start to notice, like, a lot of these people have the same interests, have the same books, have the same thought processes, the same things that we're into a lot of times, and the way we look at life and look at situations, they tend to be the same. And just like how shady people tend to roll together, you know what I mean? You start to notice that, like, wow, all these fools are really cool with each other, but they're all really shady. Well, that makes sense because they attract each other. And, you know, it's a lot harder sometimes, I feel like, for people like us with I'm not even going to talk about the knowledge, just the pursuit of betterment, if that's even a word, trying to become better and trying to progress as human beings and actually, you know, succeeding in the things we want on a level higher than we might have thought we could have been at when we first thought of it, you know. So I guess I'm going off on a tangent a little bit, but I guess what I'm getting at is, like, if you know people, you got to surround yourself with people who know more than you, who want to know more than they know. And, you know, people that you respect because you feel like they're better than you in certain ways, then you should hang around with them if you can. You know what I mean? Not on no material stuff, like knowledge. You know, try to gain those positive habits and, you know, things like that. I really respect cats that, you know, think like me and things like that. So I feel you. We're getting off too much on a tangent. My apologies, but we're about to wrap this up right now. I got one.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I got one more for you. And this one's, you know, tends to be important. Give the people some words that you live by and some words to live by for others.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I guess we've been on the topic of it, of how powerful your words are, man. If I could say anything, is that, you know, speak it into existence, act it into existence. You know what I'm saying? Like, just fuck the bullshit.
And the way you say things too, right?
Yes, change the way you speak, change the way you think of things. Like don't think about what if from a negative standpoint, because, like, when you worry, you're basically praying for something that you don't want. Mm-hmm. Like, if you worry you're going to get sick every day, eventually you're going to be right. But if you treat every day like it's your last, eventually you're going to be right. Mm-hmm. It's just the practice of living that way. And, like, my life changed when I started practicing that train of thought, because it happens gradually over time. Like, you'll see it and then you'll do it for a day. Forget about it. Maybe you'll get through an hour of the day. But 10 years later, it's breathing. And once you condition your mind to live that way, challenges become much more bearable, because life happens, man. You want to tell the universe a joke, tell it your plans. Mm-hmm. You know, like, cool. Good luck with that. You know, like, you got to be able to roll with the punches and really overcome.
A friend of mine and I were talking about a couple of days ago. A lot of times we know what, you know, I feel like I'm blessed for the most part. Obviously, I don't know everything, but I'm a pretty self-aware dude, and most of my problems is due to discipline, which isn't a great thing. But some people don't even know that they have a problem with certain things. Some people don't know what to progress on as a person or to make better, if they even think about becoming better or believe that you can. And a lot of times you got these problems in your life that you know you can overcome, but you're focusing on this problem all the time. Don't focus on the problem. Figure out what's going to fix the problem and focus on that. You know what I mean? It's like I'm exercising and trying to get better, and I jump on the scale. You know, forget about the scale. Just focus on that other getting better part. Focus on your exercises. Focus on your eating habits. Focus on that, and don't trip off the scale, because the scale is that negativity that's in your area. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes, like you said, we're focusing on too much on the problem and not so much on the solution to the problem.
Solution.
Yeah, you focus on the solution, man. That problem's disappeared. You don't even remember like when it was gone, because you've just been grinding it out so hard, man.
Yeah, it's the same thing for the statement, stop bashing what you hate and start promoting what you love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop focusing on the challenges of your day and focus on the blessings. And like, I know this has gone straight like on some higher consciousness shit, and like, I'm not trying to preach to nobody, man. Like, I'm no better than anybody else. I'm just a former degenerate scumbag ass white boy that fucking kicked up dust and loved to rap. And this is what it evolved into. Like, I'm not trying to preach to nobody or tell nobody how to live their life.
Of course.
Like, it's just about awareness and accepting, man, if anything, it's accepting responsibility. Like, you got to be able to tell yourself to suck it up or not to be so hard on yourself, just do your best and have that consciousness, because you'll attract it to you.
I once heard that a lot of times people get in car accidents because they don't slam the brakes. They don't hit the brakes as hard as they can. For whatever reason, I don't know, they don't hit the brakes as hard as they can. Had they went all out, hit the pedal, to the floor, the brakes, maybe they would have, not hit the car or whatever. I say that to say, people say that they're trying hard all the time. I'm guilty of it as well. And maybe you are trying hard, but are you trying your hardest? Are you, like you said, putting it all out there and actually doing it before you decide, maybe this isn't working? Or did you really give it like, let's say even 75%, a couple days, and you're like, I don't think this is going to work. I plan out these things and I write down, I'm going to do this for this amount of time. And this is my goal for when I get there. This is where I should be at that time. And sometimes I reach it and sometimes I don't. But I know myself if I'm bullshitting myself. I know if I'm not really going 100%. And some people, they do everything they can to lie to themselves, man. Don't lie to yourself. Just really go out there and go 100%. Or you're never going to know if you would have made it or not. So it's a lot of, what people would consider cliche. I know what you're saying, man, but I know what you're talking about. I had my own version of that, where I started thinking differently and seeing things happen, and it does seem like magic sometimes. Like, I can't believe this just happened, just like your masterpiece situation, dog. Like, I feel it. Mm-hmm. You can make stuff happen, your actions and your thoughts and your words and the people you hang with, the people you rock with, the things that you do, all these things. It's like a mathematic equation, you know what I mean? And man, it adds up to some great results sometimes. So I definitely feel that. Man, it's basically a wrap. Let the people know how they could get in contact with you, everything you got going on right now. If people want to get involved with what you're doing or whatever it is, how they could do that, and just, let's get on out of here.
Honestly, if you want to get down, go to respecttheunderground.com. Fill out a registration form, and you can get on our mailing list, go to the Facebook page and like it, and rock with us. Like, just shoot us an email, give us a call. There's a phone number on there. All you gotta do is reach out and say what's up, and we'll work you in the mix. If you're listening to this broadcast and you hear me, we appreciate you. We do this for you. So if you'd like, we'll just email us and we'll leave you 2 tickets to the Arizona HipHop Festival at Will Call. And we appreciate your support.
You should definitely do that, the Arizona HipHop Festival. So this is dropping on the 7th, I believe, or the 9th, I'm sorry. So today is November 9th. If you're listening to it on the day it came out, 10 days from now is the Arizona HipHop Festival. The next time you hear from me, I'll be talking about how great it was. This is my man, JustUs. Dude, it's great finally getting to talk to you about all this stuff and getting you on the show. I appreciate just everything over the years, man. It's great to be, staying connected with cats like you, man.
Man, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thanks for asking real questions.
No doubt. All right, that's what it is, man. Status Escalate Podcast. We'll catch you in a couple weeks. Peace to the colleagues. There it is, another episode in the books. Big thanks to my dude JustUs for taking the time to talk to us, for doing the most for his city and just representing hip-hop on a higher level. Be sure to check out our show notes at 310music.net for all links and details and what we discussed in the episode, including how to find and contact our guest, his top 3, and how to get 2 free tickets to the Arizona HipHop Festival taking place on November 19th. Be sure to check out platformcollection.com for other great shows on the network, like Tumex Hologram Podcast and Hologram Radio with the big homie Tumex, Really Though with my fam Cookbook at LA Symphony, the Crappy Awesome Podcast with my Fresh State brothers Mr. Arash and Kill C. Ray, and my other show Proof of Life Radio. Plus there's much more on platformcollection.com. Also want to say thanks to our sponsor, DeadStockCloset.com. Dead Stock Closet specializes in vintage gear and accessories of all styles and brands. Shop at DeadStockCloset.com and receive your purchase ironed, cleaned, and ready to wear. Use the coupon code SEPodcast at checkout and get 10% off your purchase, plus an additional discount on your next one. DeadStockCloset.com. Vintage flyness straight to your doorstep. And of course, thanks to our sponsor, StatusEscalate.com. Status Escalate is a PR company whose purpose is to create awareness for you as an artist and expand your brand. Status Escalate has been spreading the word on new up-and-coming artists for years with a strong focus on hip-hop music. Go to the contact section at StatusEscalate.com to discuss packages and rates. Let them know you heard about them through our podcast and you'll get 50% off your first project. I've worked with Status Escalate on quite a few projects just in this past year, and they've all resulted in radio spins, interviews, write-ups, and blog placements on bigger name blogs. So if you're looking to upgrade your listenership, take my advice and shoot StatusEscalate.com a message. I'm sure you won't regret it. Other than that, I'm going to catch y'all in 2 weeks with a new guest and more info for you and your career. Please subscribe, rate, and review the show. And remember, you can plan for success, but you can't reach it without execution. Peace to the colleagues.
I put in work and watch my status escalate. In this business of rap.
Brought to you by PlatformCollection.com.